today I'm with 2027 athlete, I'll call them, Rilee Drew, man, really special talent. Got to see him up close so far this season. Got moved to varsity. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about just the season so far, varsity, some of the visits. He went to the swamp last week. He's been to Penn State and Nappy Valley. So just talk a little about him, get to know more about him. So without further ado, let's bring him on. What's going on, Rob?
What's going on?
Not much, man. How's your day? How's your day been, man?
Been going pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, it's been pretty good, man. No complaints, man. I heard you had a fall break, right?
Yes, sir.
How was that? What'd you end up doing?
I went to the swamp this past weekend with my family, and yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's get into some football questions, man. Just what age you started playing?
Uh, Pretty sure I started playing at 8 years old with Grayson. That was my first team.
Wow. Okay. So have you always been in the GFL?
Yeah, pretty much my whole life. Yeah.
Okay. So for those that don't know, Riley, describe for us how was it playing in the GFL? I heard it's a league that's really good. It's good at developing and growing talent. So tell us a little about playing in that league. What makes it different from others?
I think it's pretty one of the more organized leagues. They're pretty good at solving things. Just handling things the right way, and it's a good league to start your career.
Got you. And then, how were the coaches for you? Any coaches that had a big impact on you when you were playing that just, really helped elevate your game and get you where you are today?
Yes, sir. I like to mention Coach Carter. That's always been the main head coach, basically, of my team. He's been with us since I started, and he just always pushed us to the best that we can be, and just always strive for us to do the best we can.
Yes, sir. So describe for me, Riley, how has your freshman year been, man? I mean, it's a transition, right? You're going from eighth grade to now high school. You're on a bigger stage now, playing freshman ball. You adjusted to the academics too. You adjusting to just everything being kind of different. So how has it been so far?
My freshman year has been pretty good. Fortunately, I got hurt. I want to strive to make it back. Hopefully, I'm back in a couple weeks so I can be back for playoffs, and just everything's been great.
Got you. And then speaking of the injury, just how has the rehab been? What are some things you've been doing just to try to get yourself right? And then just what was the injury specifically?
So I have a avulsion fraction. So it's where my hamstring pulled off the bone and it pulled a little piece with it. So I go to the doctor this Saturday and I get cleared to start rehab, physical therapy. Monday I go up to the school after school rehab, and then I go practice for a little bit, and I'm no contact.
Got you. Now, interestingly enough, I don't think when I talked to a player earlier this week in Zion, he said he kind of had not obviously not an avulsion fracture, but just still dealing in the hamstring injury. How painful is that? And what are some things? I know obviously you're about to start your rehab and your physical therapy, but you know, is it like real tight when you run? Like, just describe kind of how that injury is and how it feels.
So when I first got it, I was in the middle of practice, and I was just like, my hamstring hurts and all that type of stuff, and I couldn't really run on it. I was jogging mid reps, not just couldn't run. After like a week or so, I was feeling better. I just couldn't run really. I could walk, do everything else fine. I just couldn't run, lift weights, do none of that.
Got you. Okay, so that's a little bit about the injury. Interesting. Okay, so now you're in rehab. Meet with the doctor soon. Okay, hope you get back up to health, man, and we can see you here pretty soon.
Thank you.
But if you don't, yes, sir, of course. If you don't mind, just describing Riley, kind of how was the process? I know I talked to you in person. You were telling me about you got kind of called, you had got called up to varsity. So when you're a freshman, kind of how was that process? Are they looking at your film? Are they going to your practice? Are they like you just balling out in freshman? They're like, hey, we want to have you come up. Like, how does that whole process work? Getting called up.
Um, so every Monday, every week since summer, we've been going again to JV. All you got to do is just show out every time you go up there, scrimmage against the JV, do good in practice with freshmen. The coaches are gonna put in a good word for you, and you just got to ball out during the games.
Simple as that, man. And if you can, when you were playing, just what positions they had you playing as far as freshman. I think you were playing defensive side of the ball. How was that? What were some things you were able to excel at?
So they had me playing outside receiver, and they had me playing safety. So the receiver position, uh, I liked it a lot. I get to make plays on the ball, go score touchdowns, of course, and it was just a good position. But I like defense a lot because I just like to hit people and just make plays on the ball. I think I have one of the best ball skills on the team, um, and yeah, I just like
Uh,
defense.
okay, okay. Where did those ball skills come from, if you don't mind describing? And then just tell me a little bit about so I think you said you kind of prefer defense over offense, right?
Um, I mean, not really. It's just like I just like defense a lot.
You just like defense a lot. Okay, so tell me where the ball skills come from.
So crazy story is 7th grade. I couldn't catch at all. Like it was just bad. I was dropping everything, every ball that was thrown to me. I was finna give up on receiver. So I think it was 'cause, like I wear contacts and I was never wearing my contacts in 7th grade. I went to 7-on-7. I worked on my hands there. 8th grade season, I came back. I was doing way better with catching. Um, I was doing way better with catching. That's when I first started at receiver because I've always had good route running and all that type of stuff. I just couldn't catch the ball. But now I'm good at catching, you know, and I just go up and make plays on the ball.
100%. And I always describe Riley like this. What's the transition from playing eighth grade or middle school ball to kind of going like playing freshman and going against JV, kind of at a higher speed? What have you just seen some of the differences from middle school ball and kind of playing at a varsity type level, playing in high school?
So in 8th grade, we just play around, just win games and all that. There was no really skill level. There had to be skill, but it wasn't like you know a coaching skill. Like there was no coaching skill really in 8th grade football. When you get into high school football, it's just a lot of skill football. Coaches making up good plays, good play calling, all that type of stuff. And also, Grayson High School, we run a tempo offense, and you got to be on pace every play. You can't take a break. Can't just do can't put your hands on your knees. You got to get ready for the next play.
Interesting. And speaking of that tempo, how do you prep for that, Riley? Like, are you kind of do you run track as well? Like, how do you able to? Because I know that's a lot. You probably going like this, like coach, like, hey, get on the ball, let's go. Big reception, get on the ball, let's go. So, how do you prepare for that from an endurance perspective to make sure you're ready to go on the field?
I think it's personally just a mental mentality. Like you got to push through it. You know you're gonna be tired. You just got to push through it and find a way to stop them, make a play on the ball, or do whatever it takes.
100%. And then just to describe a little bit about the Grayson way, Riley. Obviously, you've grown up in it. You've been there for a long time since you were 8 years old. Describe for me a little bit about it. You guys have done so much good stuff. You guys are kind of considered, well, not say kind of, you guys are considered a powerhouse. You guys have won national championships. You've won state titles. What is it like to be a Grayson Ram? What does that mean?
It means all we got to do is fall on your chest. Whatever it takes to defend the G. Everything is for the G here at Grayson. You just you don't treat people how you don't want to be treated. You just treat people how you want to be treated, and just do everything for the G.
Simple enough. And then tell me a little bit. I got to see you guys up close in person. I really went to see you, but I got to see some of that marquee talent y'all got in 2027 class. I left fairly impressed. But you get to see these guys every day, right? You get to hit them. You get to see them in practice. You get to see them in classes. So just tell others that don't know about it. Just what do you think makes those guys so different, and maybe this 2027 class so special?
Um, we've always everybody's been saying how special of a class we are, but I just think it's our work ethic on and off the field. During practice, we're always focused, locked in, not playing around. Whenever we touch those white lines, we're always ready to go, full 100 speed, not taking breaks, and on game day, come locked in, not playing around, just do what we have to do and get the dub.
100%. And then what part of your game are you kind of just working on just to improve and get better? You mentioned to me kind of seventh grade working on catching, getting better. You improved it up to eighth grade. Now you got excellent ball skills. So what part of the game did you come in kind of from eighth grade into freshman year and even now just to kind of harness in on it and kind of focus on?
I'd probably say my strength. I'm not the biggest one on the field. I just got to work on getting bigger, stronger, and faster. I'm pretty good at everything else that comes to being a defensive back and receiver. I just need to work on my strength.
Okay. Now, are you? I've heard some stories. Like, are you a crazy workout guy? Are you working out like three, four times a day? Or are you just doing like in practice and you work out outside of that too? Like, how's your workout regimen?
So I work with my trainer, Coach Marvin, every 3 days out the week, just helping me get bigger, stronger.
100%. Okay. And then, if you had to say, I think we kind of mentioned it, but what part of your game stands out? Is that you're gonna roll with the ball skills? Or you're gonna roll with something else? What part of your game you think stands out?
I don't know. I mean, every coach loves a player that goes up and gets the ball. But I have to say, I think I'm pretty good with my zone and man defense. I stick to my assignment, uh, stay right there by the receiver. Yeah.
And the biggest thing with being successful with man and zone, because I know you see zone in high school, cover threes, cover fours. Is that just a lot of film study? Like, how do you make sure you ready for the assignment and know what you have to do?
Yeah, it's a lot of film study. Yeah, we just go over film during practice and just get ready for the opponent that we have. Watch their film, take notes on it, decide what we're gonna run, and just execute.
Got you. Well, let's ask some fun stuff now, kind of warm you up a little bit. One, is there anybody you just model your game after, or you just watch because of the kind of, just inspired you to kind of get into football that you like?
Um, I wasn't really watching anybody, but the person that stood out the most to me was probably Antonio Brown from the Steelers. The Steelers are my favorite team. I just like watching them. Just go out there, catch everything, score everything, especially his touchdown celebrations. And yeah,
They were next level. They were next level. Are you still watching them now?
uh, I mean, not because he's not in the league anymore, but you know, I just like watching him a lot.
Got you. Got you. Okay. And then another fun one, just what's one of your favorite restaurants, your go-to spots you like to eat at, man? If you're trying to get a good meal, you going with your mom or your parents, it's where you like to go eat at.
Mm, that's a good one. I don't really go out to eat that much. I eat homemade meals, but whenever I get a chance, I'll probably go out, eat some Chick-fil-A, whatever.
What order you getting, man? Are you getting number one? You getting the spicy? You getting deluxe? What you getting on the menu?
Probably the number one, no pickles, uh, large fries, large drink.
Okay, what is drink? Okay, all right, respect with that. Okay, now do you play any video games, or you kind of you don't really mess with the video games?
Oh yeah, I play a lot of video games.
Okay, what's your favorite video game first, and then you gotta tell me which one you choosing. You choosing Madden or 2K?
So far, I've been playing a lot of 2K with my friends. That's all we literally play. On my alone time, I play a lot of Madden. I play a lot of COD. Uh, what else do I play? I play Fortnite here to there. Play a lot of main games.
Okay, those are the main games, and then Madden or 2K if you had to have a preference.
I'll probably go with 2K right now.
2K right now. Now, did you play the one last year?
The last year, nah, I just didn't like it.
I was just about to ask you that. What I was going to ask you, what improvement have you seen from just 24 to 23, if you had to say? Because I played 24 too. Uh-oh, I think he cut out. Okay, I think he froze, guys. When he comes back, I'm gonna talk to him, ask him about all of that. But yeah, man, he's having a good freshman season. Let's see, I think he's back.
I got kicked out.
Sorry about that, man. Yeah, it's probably the connection's raining real bad where I am. But yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
left
raining
off
back
on
here too.
yeah, it is. But yeah, we left off on I know you said you didn't play 23 a lot. I was the same way. I was like 23 was trash. So if you had to say what you think is the biggest difference between 23 and 24?
On 23, I was playing a lot of current gen. Um, not really playing next gen. I just didn't like the next gen because it was just a lot of cheesy players. But this year, gotta play basically next gen. That's what everybody's on. So I just adapted to it. I just wasn't used to the next gen play, how OP everything was in the game, and I just got used to it and played 24.
Got you. And then, man, you have any hobbies outside of sports you like to do when you try to, obviously pass time and kind of just relax a little bit?
I watch movies here from here to there. Of course, play the game. Uh, just chill, watch TikTok, scroll on Instagram Reels, whatever pastime.
Got you. And then, if you had to tell me, Riley, what is your favorite just memory from youth football, man? You'll always just cherish that one moment, whether it's winning maybe a state championship, having a big touchdown. I kind of see the smile coming up. What's your favorite memory, man?
Probably my first touchdown. Probably my first touchdown I ever had. Uh,
Okay.
so hmm, how did this one go? I can't even remember. I just remember scoring a touchdown. But um, I'm pretty sure we were playing Buford. Yeah, we were playing Buford. It was like it was like third and something. Uh, it was like they called the ball to me. I was happy. I didn't think I was gonna just bust open a good run, but I ended up busting a 75 yarder. I got caught from the back, but then I ended up scoring still, and then it got called back. I'm gonna still always count that as a touchdown.
75 yarder. You was moving, huh?
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. All right, a couple more fun ones. We'll transition. Just what's your favorite? What was I going to ask? What's your favorite clothing brand right
Um. I mean, I don't really have a favorite, but if I had to go with one, I'd probably say Adidas. I like Adidas, the sweatpants and all that type of stuff. I like the sweatpants the most.
now? Okay, like the sweatpants. Okay. And then last fun one. Just like musically, right? Let's say first I'm gonna ask two-sided question. Who's your favorite just artist if you have one or song? And then what's something you listening to kind of get hyped or get in the mood right before a game, kind of a go-to hype song.
Um, so I don't really have a favorite artist, but I listen to all type of music. But favorite pop song is probably 32 Freestyle by Baby Drill. I like that one a lot. And then I listen to L5. You probably don't know who that is. It's like a Atlanta rapper. But I
I've been
listen.
hearing about him though.
Yeah, he just like gets you hype. He's the type that gets you hype. I listen to him a lot during pregame to get me locked in.
And what's this? I'm about to start listening because you're the second player that I've talked to that said L5. So I'm gonna give him a listen. But what's this? Well, I'll say a specific song, but what's a song you listen to from L5 to kind of get like hype?
Um, Probably what's up, and probably 4-3 ever. I like
Four,
it.
three, okay, I'm gonna have to give him a listen then. Okay, L5. You're the second player this week that said L5, so I gotta give it a listen. All right, man. So we're gonna ask a little about recruiting. Just kind of just close out, man. I know you're a busy guy. Got to get ready for school tomorrow. So, one Riley, just describe for me. You big time busy this weekend, right? You went to the Swamp. Several notable players, yourself, London, Bryson was there. Just describe for me, man. What was that environment like? I've heard a lot of things about the Swamp, but in your eyes, just what did you see?
Uh, I like the atmosphere of it. I like the coaches. I talked to coaches for a couple minutes. The atmosphere is just amazing, though. The fans always interactive. I talked to a lot of the fans. They just telling me this is the place, just showing me the environment really and how great of a place it is.
Got you. Were you able to see any facilities or no?
I went inside the locker room after the game. It was a nice feeling knowing that they won too.
Really? Now, if you can say, is it like I've seen Alabama's locker room on like Instagram Reels or TikTok. I've seen like Clemson. Is it like that or is it kind of different?
Um, it's similar,
Similar.
similar.
Okay, got you. Now for you, Riley, describe for me, and I appreciate you also, just tagging me when you got that. It's unheard of to have your first offer before you even touch foot on a football field as a freshman. Like you had an Arkansas State offer. That's big time. So describe for me just kind of how that came to be, and how cool it was just to have that before you even step foot on campus for in high school.
Um, I felt really accomplished because that's the one thing that I planned for, hoping for my whole entire life, having a D1 offer. But when you get to high school, you still got to work. The Power Five offers, that doesn't mean nothing because you still got to show up, work your butt off every day, and just show out in front of the coaches, and that's where you're gonna show out.
Got you. And then just the process of it. Did the coach just like your film, or like he hit you up? Like how did that work?
Yes, sir. So my uncle he sent film. He sent film to some coaches. He had a friend. He said he really liked my film, how I go up and get the ball, and just called me, and gave me off.
Nice. Okay, look at the uncle looking out for his nephew. You love to see that. Okay, nice. Now, also, I know so a couple more visits you went on. I remember it was Oklahoma. Am I wrong about that one?
Yeah, I went there for a camp.
For camp, how was that camp? Just going to Oklahoma, kind of. I mean, they big time right now, man. They just beat Texas 6-0.
hmm
Just how was that camp? What were some drills you did for them? How much did you enjoy just kind of being at the facility?
Um, I like to say that's my favorite camp. Um, the DB coaches, all the players, they showed me a lot of love, knowing that I was only a freshman. Uh, they leveled off it where a freshman would go with the freshman, upperclassmen would go with the upperclassmen. They had me going with the upperclassmen. I did good enough for my first high school camp, and I got recognized,
What?
and I got to meet the head coach. The head coach took a picture with him, went inside the facility, and all that type of stuff.
Really? I mean, that is insane. You must have been balling, man. See now I got to talk to your mom, and I got to see you in person now. I mean, that's why I went to the game, but now I got to really see you. You going to camps, balling out, meeting the head coach. That's dope, man. Okay, so I also talked to your mom at the Parkview game, and she said you guys had went to Nappy Valley. Now I heard that environment is a different breed, so that's up in Philadelphia, I believe. Just how was that? How I think you had went to a whiteout. It was a big game they had played, but how was that atmosphere? What were some things you did there?
Um, I like that atmosphere too. It was pretty good. Um, the fans they go crazy. Um, they're just really out there active, supporting their team, and I think they helped Happy Valley win a lot. The Penn State Orange, they win a lot.
Got you. And then in that one, were you able to see any facilities, or it was just kind of the game day visit?
Yes, sir. I got to see some facilities.
Okay. Anyone stood out to you?
Mm, Probably the common area where this is when we first walked in, where we eat. It was just very a nice place.
Got you. And then Riley, do you have any more just game day visits set up just for the rest of the year, or are you kind of just chilling now, gonna kind of focus in on the rest of the season?
Hopefully I do. My coaches helped me out with that one, but yeah, I probably do.
Okay. Got you. And then just what is kind of your recruiting kind of currently stand? What other teams have just reached out, just kind of been interested in you? I mean, getting a lot of buzz. You wouldn't be invited to Florida and Oklahoma, and obviously Penn State. So, what are some other teams interested in you? How's recruiting been overall?
Um, so a lot of coaches follow me on Twitter. I hit them up, send them my film, and they just like my film, watch it, and obviously they can't talk to me as of right now because I'm only 14. But you
Got
know, they interact with my post, and hopefully when I get of age, I can speak to them.
got you. Well, last question on recruiting. Just what are they kind of recruiting you as? Is it more? I know you said you're talking to DB coaches. Is it more like DB, wide receiver, or is it more kind of like an athlete?
Um, yeah, kind of like an athlete. I message receiver, DB coaches, whatever, just to get my film out because one coach likes my film, they're gonna show it to the other coaches.
100%. Well, we'll leave that there. That's a couple more. I'll let you go. I know you're rehabbing, you're trying to get back right, but just before your freshman year, what were just some goals you wanted to accomplish and kind of mark off your list? I know obviously, freshman ball you don't get to play, for a championship or in the playoffs. But what were some of the goals you just had marked off that you wanted to accomplish this year?
I at least wanted 2 interceptions, about 30, 20 tackles, um, at least 3 to 4 touchdowns. Um, what else? I was planning on taking a couple of kids back. That didn't happen. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And how was that goal been kind of going? Have you been hitting off on some of them? How has that been?
Um, I have I'm pretty sure 2 touchdowns so far. Um, you know, my D line was crazy, so I didn't really get a lot of tackles. I had about 5, 10. Um, I haven't got an interception yet. I haven't got a chance to. Hopefully, I will during varsity. Um, and I have not taken a kickback yet.
Got you, got you. And then just as far as Grayson, I know you mentioned kind of the Grayson way earlier, but is there anybody? I know you obviously got your coaches, but sometimes you'll see athletes, um, they'll kind of put you under their wing, right? They'll tell you, hey, Riley, this is something you can kind of look out for to just to kind of continue to hone your craft and improve your game. Is there anybody on just the varsity or JV level, like, hey, Riley, this is some different things you can kind of add to your game to kind of improve? Because obviously it looks like you're going to have a good chance to have a good role next year, particularly on varsity.
So when I was playing his position, I probably say Dekiah Banks. He would always help me, give me pointers how to play the rover position, because it was my first year ever playing the safety spot. He would just tell me pointers, tips, how to get better at it, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the Kai base been having a big impact on you. Okay, got you. And then I guess the last thing I know, obviously, you're gonna do some rehab and stuff like that. Um, I guess a fun question, I guess, is what's your favorite subject in school?
Mm, mm, I don't know. Right now, probably math. I'm doing the best in that right now.
Really? Oh, we're polar opposites. I like the language arts, hated math. But what do you like about math?
I don't know. It's just really easy this year in algebra. It's just easy.
Got you. All right. Well, last question I got for you. Just if you had to say, well, first, do you have a favorite college football team? What's that team? And then two, just what would be like a dream school you always just love to kind of just be in that atmosphere environment, just put on that jersey and just kind of represent the colors.
Probably my favorite college team is Ohio State, and I and yeah, that's probably my dream school to be. And yeah, I would just love to be there.
100%. Okay. And what do you like about Ohio State? What kind of made that kind of your favorite school?
I don't know. I just like the school because they produce great talent, of course. Um, both sides of the ball, and I just want to be one of them.
Plain and simple. You got a lot of models you can go after. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got Emeka Ibuka, so you got some good ones, and they're having a good season.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's all I got for you, Riley. Tell your mom I said thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Thank you, Riley, as always, for coming on. Just
You're
want to
welcome.
shed some light on that great Grayson program. You guys are doing your thing. I got to talk to London now. Just going to do a little article on you guys. I just really enjoy you guys. Are humble, smart. Can't wait to see you guys doing the next couple of years.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. That's all I got. That's two this week. So I've talked to Riley Drew now, and I've talked to London. Very fun interview. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this is a class you want to know about. This is a class that when they're special, don't be surprised. And he's one of them. It's one of the reasons why I went to the game. I went to see him up close and personal. But the thing that just stood out to me was just obviously him being eighth grade, going into freshman year, balling out enough to meet the head coach for Oklahoma, Brett Venables. That is not easy to do. So he's doing this thing, man. I can't wait to see him officially. I know he's rehabbing from his injury, but it's gonna be a lot of fun to be able to see him up close and personal. Them Grayson boys got a bright future. Him, London, Patterson stood out to me too. That running back that they had, the quarterback, they got some studs, some dudes. So don't be surprised, man, if you see Grayson hosting a championship in 26 or 27. They are a different level. So that's all I got. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you later. Peace.